Hi everyone, we're going to report about laws regulating accommodation establishments. So I'm going to tackle about the nature and description of the business. And by the way, I'm Rosin Alcover, your first reporter. So business entities engaged in the operation of tourist accommodation establishments may be organized as proprietorship, partnership, and corporation. The difference between the three is that proprietorship is owned by a single person or individual, while partnership, from the word itself, partner, it is owned by not less than two persons, and lastly, corporation, it is owned by the society to act as a one person. Here are some establishments that may be organized as proprietorship, partnership, and corporation. First is the hotel. As we all know, hotel is a large building providing accommodation and often meals. Hotels are classified into the following categories. The deluxe class are also known as the 5-star hotels. The first class are known as the 4-star hotel. The standard class known as the 3-star, and lastly, the economy class or the 2-star hotel. The clarification of the hotels is based on the number of criteria such as location, bedroom facilities and furnishing, front office or reception service, housekeeping standards, food and beverage services, recreational facilities, maintenance, staffs, general facilities such as garden, parking space and valet service, conference room, banquet hall, DOT accredited travel agency, security and medical clinic. Special facilities such as limousine services, business center and airport or port transfer. Next is the motorist hotel or the motel. It is roadside hotel for motorists. Motels are required to keep a motel registry book stating the motorist, their full name, address, number, date, and driver's license or passport. In addition, motel management is required to maintain a separate logbook for the plate number of the vehicles or cars used by the customers coming and leaving the motel. Note, no motel shall accept below 18 years old lodgers unless accompanied by parents or guardian. Accreditation of accommodation establishments by the DOT. Accreditation by the Department of Tourism, although it is not mandatory in nature, it increases the marketability of an accommodation establishment because most of the tourists will rent or check in an accredited establishment because they know that accredited establishments has passed all the accreditation requirements made by the DOT. And most tourists knows that if they check in that certain establishment with a DOT accreditation, they'll be satisfied of the services on what they are paying for. The validity of certificate of accreditation. The certificate of accreditation shall be valid for a period of 1 year from the date of issue, unless revoked by the department. Grounds for cancellation of accreditation. These following acts, offenses shall constitute sufficient grounds for the cancellation of accreditation. A. Making any false declaration or statement or making use of any such declaration or statement containing the same committing fraud or unlawful gain or any of misrepresentation for the purpose of obtaining the issuance of accreditation. Next is failure to contravene any of the conditions set forth in the certificate of accreditation, failure to meet the standards and requirements for the operation of the establishment, allowing or permitting the establishment's facilities to be used for illegal, immoral, or illicit acts, and lastly, violation of non-compliance with any of the provisions of the rules, promulgated orders, decisions, and circular issued by the department and other concerned agencies. Responsibilities of accommodation establishments. They must exercise due diligence not only in the selection of its employees, but also in serving the needs of its customers. Failure to do warrants the conclusion that the management has been remiss in complying with the obligations imposed under the law. Under the Article 1170 of the new Civil Code states that those who in the performance of their obligations are guilty of negligence are liable for the damages. Also, under Article 218 or 218, paragraph 4 of the same code provides that the owners and managers of the establishment or enterprise are likewise responsible for the damages caused by their employees. National Building Code of the Philippines was adopted in view of the country's accelerating economic and physical development coupled with urbanization and population growth. It also contains up-to-date and modern technical knowledge on building design, construction, use, occupancy, and maintenance. Under Section 104, or General Building Requirements, all buildings or structure as well as accessory facilities shall conform in all respects to the principles of safe constructions and must be suited to the purpose for which they are designed. Next, buildings and structures intended to be used for the manufacture or production of any kind of article or product shall observe environmental safeguards. Next is the buildings or structures and all parts as well as all facilities found shall maintain in safe and good working condition. Also, under Section 105, the site requirements, the land or site which will be constructed by any building or structure shall be sanitary, hygienic, or safe. In case the sites intended for the use a human habitation, the same shall be at a safe distance as determined by the competent authorities.
So now let's proceed to the next topic, which is the building permit. No person or corporation, including any agency or instrumentality of the government, shall erect, construct, move, convert, repair, or demolish any building or structure to be done without first obtaining a building permit from the building official in the assigned place where the subject building is located or work to be done. Under Section 302, in order to obtain building permits, the applicant shall file an application in writing and on the prescribed form with the office of the building official. Every applicant shall provide the following. First, description of the work to be covered by the permit applied for. Next is the description and ownership of the lot on which the proposed work is to be done as evidence or copy of the contract of lease over the lot if the applicant is not registered as owner. The third one is use of occupancy for which the proposed work is intended, and lastly, estimated cost of the proposed work. So the above provides the basic requirements for a building permit to be issued. Law explicitly provides that no person shall construct any building without first securing a building permit that to be issued by the building official who is assigned to the place where the building is located. In processing for the application, the official shall see to it that the applicant satisfies and conforms with the approved standard requirements. So building or structures shall be used or occupied until the building official issued a certificate of occupancy. Next topic is the general requirements for all buildings to be used of occupancy. So under Section 704, or location or on property. So first one is the general, or no building shall be constructed unless it has a direct access to a public space or street at least one of its sides. The second one is the fire resistance wall. Exterior walls shall be fireproof and opening protection. Accommodation establishments shall consist of multiple dwelling units, including boarding houses, hotels, apartments, and others similar that can accommodate more than 10 people. So next one is the light and ventilation. So this refers to an easement of natural light and allowance of circulation of fresh air within the building. So lastly, for my report is the sanitation. So under Section 901 General Requirements, human habitation shall be provided with adequate potable water supply, Plumbing installation and suitable wastewater treatment or disposal system and other measures required for the protection and promotion of health of the person occupying the premises and other living nearby.
Under Section 1201 General Requirements, buildings proposed for construction shall comply with all the regulations and specifications set forth governing quality, characteristics, and properties material. All matters relative to the constructional design of the buildings not provided shall conform with the provision of the National Structural Code of the Philippines. The design and quality of materials used structurally in excavation, footings, and foundations shall conform to accepted engineering practice. Next is registration of guests and occupants. The Civil Code of the Philippines give provision for necessary deposit made by the traveler in hotels or inns. This implies the needs of the registration of guests or occupants in the accommodation establishment. Next is the DOT Memorandum Circular number 2000 2006-09 series of 2006. Number 1. Guest visitors shall be registered. Guest booking or information sheets shall be properly accomplished and verified through valid official documents such as passport, company ID, driver license, voter's ID, and etc. Number 2. Efficient recording or information on vehicles, model, color, plate number, and etc. Failure to comply the said memo shall be valid ground to review the accreditation of the establishment by the DOT. Under this memo, accredited hotel, resort, and other accommodation establishments are required to implement the mandatory requirement of registration of the guests or occupants in the line which the department trusts of ensuring safe, convenient, and enjoyable stay and travel in the country, both local and foreign tourists. The next is National Homestay Program. It is a program of the DOT which provides the travelers with a comfortable accommodation which the local Filipino families near the area of tourist attraction. Next is the training. The family members shall have to complete the department training workshop on homestay program. Next is waste management. Under the Environmental Code of the Philippines, dumping or disposal of solid waste into the sea or any body of water in the Philippines, including shorelines and riverbanks, where these wastes are likely to be washed into the water is very prohibited and might be a ground non-renewal of lines to operate which in the local government unite concern. The DILG shall promulgate the guidelines for the formulation and establishment of waste management programs. Management program shall include ordinary system or operation consistent with the need of the area concerned, provision that the operation will not create pollution of any kind of constitution, public nuisance, system for a safe and sanitary disposal of waste, provision that existing plans affecting the development, use, and protection of air, water, or national resources shall be considered, provision for the period revision of the program to ensure its effective implementation. It is the responsibility of every province, city, municipality, or even barangays to provide measure and facilities and collection and disposal of waste within its jurisdiction, which the coordination with the other government agencies. The segregation of garbage is highly conducted so that it won't be bulky and so that it will be easily collected. Trash bin must be labeled compostable, non-recyclable, hazardous, recyclable, and special waste. Next is the security and safety. Its constitution the adoption or safety and security measure in every hotel, inn, resort, and other similar establishment.